I know 10 people who have 2 kids but have had at least multiple, like at least 2 miscarriages or abortions, and they think it's okay, abortion kara sakte. I'm extremely excited and happy for Team RRR, as I think every Indian would be right now. It also opens up an opportunity for so many more films to be made and sent internationally and get that recognition for our country. As an actor, if you get an opportunity to work with a person who's legend, he's a legend and he's actually cinema.
Hi, this is Saloni, and today I have the team of Chhatriwali with me. Rakul and Tejas, welcome to ETimes.
Hi, thank you.
First of all, congratulations. From whatever reviews I've seen for the trailer, everybody is saying that we are so thankful that Bollywood is finally talking about such a taboo subject. So, Rakul, starting with you, I want to ask you, what made you say yes?
For me, what was very exciting is that it is a beautiful script. It is entertaining. And it is family driven. It's a film I can watch with my family, my parents, and at the same time, keeping in mind all of these, targeting the Indian audience, being entertaining, it says something which is so important. And that's the beauty of the film. It highlights the issues that women face in times of unsafe sex, and nobody has spoken about it. Nobody talks about how many miscarriages are okay, how many abortions are okay, what is the trauma that a woman goes through at that point, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, because it's never a conversation. And I don't think people are even aware that it's a problem. I mean, I know 10 people who have 2 kids but have had at least multiple, like at least 2 miscarriages or abortions, and they think it's okay, abortion kara sakte. But imagine if you peel off your skin, it hurts so much. So how painful the process of that is. So just educating in the right way is so important, and this film does entertainment and education hand in hand, and I think that for me was a very convincing point for going ahead with the film.
Tejas, talking about you, so as she said that it's not such subject. What was your driving point behind taking out this film or choosing the script to be your film, and considering that this is your Hindi film debut also?
Hindi gives me a chance to reach out to wider audience. Yeah. Now that is also not true completely, because now our film RRR has gone beyond our boundaries, so I think language is never a barrier. Having said that, to choose a script like this is purely because the subject and the story is entertaining. At the same time, it's a very, very family oriented film. It's not something which people would be embarrassed to sit and watch with their families. And that also, something I always try to think if I would be able to watch with my family. And I found that yes, I would be able to, and I can, and I have watched it with my family. So that was the first and foremost thing for me. And the most important part is that even when we are talking about a topic like sex education, never ever we are taking any route which is sleazy, titillating, or demeaning, double meaning. We are not doing that. We are very straightforwardly talking about a subject which is like a subject. Okay. This is not something which is, we don't consider this as a taboo subject, and it's high time that we start talking about it. Okay. So that's the reason.
So sex education has always been a very awkward point when we were young and we used to talk to our parents about it. So have you guys ever faced such a situation where you had to talk to your parents about sex education or anything of that sort?
No, I think for me, I was subjected to it in school in 9th standard, and I think largely everybody has a sex education class. The only difference being that we at that point giggle, and we are also amongst those who are laughing and want to run away from the class. But when you grow older, you realize the importance of it and the importance of right education at the right time so that you don't make bad mistakes. So yeah, I mean, when I had that class in school, I told my parents that there was this class, and they reacted in a very normal way. In fact, before I signed up this film, I always discuss every film with my parents. So I discussed, and they thought it was a very novel idea, and yeah, they were absolutely supportive. So I think the more we normalize conversations about something that is normal, actually, it is the truth of human existence, the more liberal as a society we would be.
So, talking about, you just said that you watched the film with your family. So, what was their reaction after watching the film with you?
No, absolutely. They encouraged me and they really applauded the effort of everybody. who were involved in the filmmaking process. But they also said that it's a good thing that you're talking about subjects which are less talked. And I think particularly my parents are quite open-minded, and they have no problems in addressing certain issues which are not commonly spoken about. So I had no issues discussing and showing it to them. And I'm sure that people who are not so open-minded, they will also not have any issue watching this film. In fact, they will enjoy, they will laugh throughout, and they will not even realize that okay, they have been fed, or they have been offered a very wise and important subject. So I think that's the positive side of it.
So in the trailer, we've seen a lot of exchanges between you and Satish Kaushik sir. So how was it shooting with him, and what is the entire bond like on the sets with?
Oh, it was great. I think he brings in so much energy, and he's such a, actually he's in a sense that he's such an evolved person, and even his character is, he is the owner of the condom factory that I'm a quality control head in, and his main dialogue is that ये बहुत नेक काम है. Actually, this is sort of helping the people of the country and protecting them, and it's a very valid job. You should not look down upon it, and he stems from that belief. And it was amazing. I think he is very passionate towards his work, and it was great working with him.
But something for him particularly, I want to say that he has been a director himself, a writer, producer, and actor. So he has been there all his life. He has never imposed his thoughts as director on me particularly, and he's such a senior guy that even if he says something, I would have been in a pressure to sort of take that thing. But he was so open, and he was so easy to work with. He definitely added a lot in the conversation. He added a very important dialogue that we've seen in the trailer कि young generation की यही बात मुझे बहुत पसंद है, which is a very very sort of an anchor with the audience. People actually picked it up, and you will see him talking about that, talking that dialogue in the film. But he never insisted that okay ऐसा ही करो. So that was actually very refreshing for me.
So you've had actors who sort of told you कि ऐसा करते हैं या वैसा करते हैं. So how do you?
Luckily नहीं हुआ मेरे साथ. मतलब अभी तक टचवुड कुछ हुआ नहीं है, इन्होंने भी कुछ नहीं बोला.
Rakul, talking about, since you've worked with the junior NTR, Ram Charan, and even in your last film, Keerwani, what do you have to say about the big win of RRR at the Golden Globes?
Oh, I'm extremely excited and happy for Team RRR, as I think every Indian would be right now. It's a matter of huge pride and honor for us, and it also opens up an opportunity for so many more films to be made and sent internationally and get that recognition for our country. So I really wish them luck and congratulate them, and I hope more and more films from our industry happen to be recognized at an international platform.
Okay, and talking about your future projects, apart from Chhatriwali, where else can your audience see you in 2023?
There are 2 films in Hindi which I am working on right now, and will speak about them when I can. And then there's Indian 2 in Tamil, and there's also a film called Ailan in Tamil.
And talking about Indian 2, how has it been working with Kamal Haasan sir?
Amazing. I think as an actor, if you get an opportunity to work with a person who's legend, he's a legend, and he's actually cinema. He's been there for so many years, and the kind of finesse of his craft and the passion that he operates from, it's just remarkable to see that.
Rakul, you've had like a very good 2022 from Attack, Runway 34, Katputli, Dr. G, and even Thank God. So, what an array of characters you've played in all of them. So was there like a conscious decision of staying away from a stereotype, of characters?
No, there was, I think nothing is conscious like that. I mean, of course, the thought behind doing a variety of films is that you don't want to get stereotyped, but then it's also a little bit of luck that brings those scripts to you. So there's a constant effort from my side that I don't want to I don't want to give people an opportunity only to slot me. She can only do commercial films and Nach Gana, because it's very easy to just then be behind, like dancing around the trees and just be. So at least there has to be some meat to what your personality of the character is. And you should be able to do everything. I mean, if I want to do the Nach Ganas, I want to do something like a runway, I want to do something like a Chhatriwali. That's the beauty of our profession.
So, when we saw that Runway 34 found a, very good audience on OTT when it released. Kathputli has been one of the, the most watched films on OTT last year. So, would you say that, there are some films that are better cater to OTT, and do you feel that the line between OTT and big cinemas are now, blurring?
I think there's always a period that you see a change of pattern, right? Technology advances, ways of consumption change. From black and white TV came the color TV.
Yeah.
From those old mobile phones came this. Internet came on the hand from computers. So there's always a transitional year or say a window, which could be 2-3 years, which could be 1 year. And I think post-pandemic, we're all sort of gone through that transition where people were subjected to entertainment at home through the digital platform. I don't think now it's become like every household thing. Everybody has a digital platform access. Earlier, it was just meant to people who were aware of it, right? And most of the films, because they were pre-pandemic made, so we've sort of figured that, okay, maybe there's some films that people will come to theatres for. It could be, but there's no answer to it. Because earlier people were thinking that it's possibly the visual experience films that people will come for, but then Drishyam does wonders, right? And then also, how much time do they have? People have very little time now, in the busy lifestyles. Attention span is decreasing. How much money do they have post the pandemic to spend every week on a film? So there are too many factors. So none of us have an answer which kind of cinema will work on which platform. But having said that, I think what the beauty is that as an actor, you want to reach your target audience. And the digital space is also providing you a great platform to do that. Especially, I also learned about Kathputli, and I was extremely excited that, a film like that, it was from the beginning meant to be an original. And it's found its audience. So that's a huge success. Even a film like Chhatriwali, we feel that it needs to target a tier 2, tier 3 in case we want the messaging to go across those people. And when the topic is sensitive, people may or may not come to the theatres out of fear of, not being able to watch it with family. But once they have it at their homes, maybe if not together, they'll definitely try to watch it individually and then realize, ye to sahi baat kar rahe, isme to aisa kuch hai nahi. So at least you're reaching the audience, and then they can watch it with their family. So it's creating that wave of change, right? So I feel that's the difference, that you have another platform where you have an equal reach, or maybe more, because it's always there. But films will have their own charm, and OTT will have its own different charm. And I think it's great if we can learn to coexist.
Tejas, the same question from you. As a director, how do you see, the evolvement of OTT platforms that we've had? Because that has, as she mentioned, it has given a lot more, range of audience to you. So how do you see it as?
I think it's a very powerful platform, and positively we should take that, because that opens up another world, another opportunity for filmmakers, and they can think of anything and they can still make. Even theaters accommodate that, but to cater to theater, you have a limited, I would say, what should I say, the pattern of films. There were limited number of patterns. Now with OTT, you have wider range. You can make whatever you want, you can experiment, and at the same time, smaller films which were not in a position earlier to go out to theaters now they have a platform. I think it's a world of coexistence now, and both will exist forever, is what I believe.
Thank you so much, guys. It was nice talking to you, and all the best for the film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.